Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is March 23rd, and right now we're looking at the infrared satellite imagery. Doppler radars are overlaid, and as we scroll through yesterday afternoon and evening, you can see all the lightning strikes, some across the valley areas, more across the foothills and the Sierra Nevada, hundreds of them, and you can see that frontal system continue its trek, still spawning some lightning strikes on in through the early morning there. Now the frontal system is moving across Southern California. It's losing a bit of its punch, but we're ushering in this very cold air mass. It's going to keep that thunderstorm threat going here over the next couple of days. Then we're going to take a look at the extended. We have some pretty vigorous systems starting to show up in some of the model runs there. We'll look at that in a bit of detail here in a moment. Looking at the winter weather advisories, just a heads up there on I-5, you might run into some winter weather driving conditions, so heads up for that, especially across Siskiyou Summit out there. There's still some winter storm warnings in effect right now, and you can see it's snow level about 4,000 feet, probably the lowest case across some of Northern California there, and they do mention I-5. Some light snow accumulations are possible. And here's the thunderstorm threat. Can't rule out a thunderstorm even a little bit further south and maybe across some of the Sierra Nevada out here. I've already seen a couple this morning across Nevada as well. Watch out for the small hail, the gusty winds, and some dangerous lightning here over the next couple of days. Here's the Saturday through Sunday snowfall forecast. You can see the snow levels, so 3,500 to 4,500 feet there. Look at Donner Peak, 12 to 18 inches. Chain controls, moderate impacts here, and it's going to be kind of more of an off and on thing as that frontal system has moved through, but we're going to continue some of the shower activity that can pile up that snowfall fairly well at times also. And know before you go, check the chain controls out there. You can see the phone number here if you want to call that, and quickmap.gov.ca.gov as well. So check that out before you head off to the higher terrain. Here's Donner Summit. You can see the snowfall that's still occurring today with the snow levels generally below 5,000 feet. So heads up. I mean, Donner passes up over 7,000 feet. So expect winter driving conditions. Also, there's some high surf advisories out there as well. You can see as you scroll through the day today, the wave action increase all the way down through Southern California as we go on in through Sunday night even, and on the way into Monday morning before we start to relax things, at least until we start to bring this next storm system in here. And I'm going to play this out, kind of give you a precursor on what's to come. So we could kick up the wave action again with some pretty strong storm systems showing up off the coastline as we go towards the end of next week and the end of March. Take a look at the windy weekend ahead. This is Southern California. Look at this. Those westerly winds are really going to be roaring across the higher terrain, even to some of the coastal areas as well. This goes all the way through Sunday night. Nice graphic here from San Diego National Weather Service. Here's precipitation timing and intensity for Southern California. You can see as we go through noon, 6 p.m., you can see some of the shower activity and some of these lower snow levels showing up as well. So look at this all the way on in through Sunday night. Now, strong winds, Kern County Desert out there. You can see it does include I-5 at times. Grapevine crossing back and forth, Mojave here. And some of the desert areas are going to be getting some gusty winds as well. Again, all the way through Sunday evening, wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour. Wind advisory goes on for portions of southern Nevada as well. Las Vegas, some gusts to 55 miles per hour as well. Now, looking at the high-resolution rapid refresh composite reflectivity, this is the 12Z run. So this goes out 48 hours. This is what the Doppler radar may look like as we go through the day today. This is about right now, and you can see that shower activity just continue to move across the area as we go through the day today. It's going to continue on and through tomorrow as well, but it should be kicking out of here by the time we get towards Monday, and you can see that kind of sliding off to the south and east as the next storm systems start to get organized and make their way towards California. More on that here in a moment. Lightning flash density potential. This is just 6-hour average. You can see as we go through the day today. This is for tomorrow. So eyes on the sky for the next couple of days. And these thunderstorms with the frontal systems and the showery weather have been really overproducing so far this year. So heads up for that. We're not done with the thunderstorm potential yet, all the way through tomorrow for much of the region. And you can see the Storm Prediction Center here shows that moving down towards Bakersfield. And then for tomorrow, this may get an upgrade as well, include some of the desert areas as well. Now, taking a look at 80-meter wind speed on the North American model, put this into motion, and you can see the strong winds across some of the Sierra Nevada, down the transverse ranges here, the Peninsula ranges, the desert areas, southern Nevada, coastal areas, some strong winds ripping down the coastline as well, all the way on in through tomorrow. You can see that, especially along some of the headlands here on the coastal regions, and that pushes down and kind of continues some of these strong winds all the way on in through Sunday night into Monday morning before we finally start to relax things maybe a bit. It kind of bounces back there again as you go towards Monday afternoon as well. And then our eyes will turn to the systems out over the Pacific Ocean. One more thing though here, 500 millibars. This is temperature aloft, kind of showing you that bowling ball. It's driving this system down here across the region. And then this pushes off to the east. You can kind of see the gradients will finally start to relax for some areas, but it did show it remain quite windy, especially across some of the higher terrain as we go through Monday afternoon. Now we're going to start to look at the extended forecast. Here's the European on the left versus the GFS on the right. There's the system we're dealing with currently. Tiny bit of a break here, but then we got another system impacting the Pacific Northwest. This is going to cast a frontal system into California. We'll be watching this one closely as well, but then we've got another dynamic system that's been showing up on both the GFS and the European. This would have some fairly higher end impacts here for California. Big waves, more mountain snows, you'd have thunderstorm potential with it, some heavy rain out there as well, some gusty winds. So that's what we'll be watching coming up. This is about Thursday night when this thing will be really wrapping up here off the coastline. So we're breaking that down day by day. Here we go with the European on the left, last night's run versus GFS. You can see in the short term, of course, pretty decent model agreement. We deal with the showery weather all the way on in through Sunday. A little bit of a break, and the system rolls to the Pacific Northwest. There's frontal system number 1 right there, and then perhaps a more dynamic system off the coastline here. And again, just depends on how far west this is going to set up, what kind of moisture tap is it going to have with it, how strong is that gradient going to be. Still a lot to work out with that, but it's been showing up in the model runs for a few days now. Now looking at total snow, 10-to-1 ratio yesterday afternoon's European. So this is including some of what was falling last night and this morning. I'm going to kind of keep that going all the way on in through Sunday. You can see it piling up a bit more here. And then we're going to get a little bit of a break here as we go through Monday. And then as we go on in towards next week, notice how we start to get towards the end of next week, we start to bring some more snow across the higher terrain as well. And I mean, look at that. The European wants to throw some heavier amounts down towards the Southern California mountains, also portions of Nevada as well. So yeah, interesting storm system showing up at the end of March, maybe even on into the early portion of April. We'll be monitoring that day by day. And you got to love the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook if you like cooler weather here across some of the Southwest, below average all the way through April 1st. Here's the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook through April 1st as well. Nice bullseye here across the southwest portion of the USA. 8 to 14 day temperature, not much has changed. And precipitation, again, another bullseye across the southwest. And when I mentioned snow water equivalent, these are the areas being measured. So this is the southern Sierra, central, and northern. And that might technically include some of the Cascades here, but for this purpose, it's including the northern, it's called the Northern Sierra. So I've got the entire state. You can kind of click through it here, and I go to entire state, and you can see we are above average for this time of year with another couple decent rounds coming. Hopefully we can remain above average here and help ourselves out with the water situation as we go on into the later spring and summer months. But anyway, yeah, eyes on the sky again today. Thunderstorm potential today and tomorrow. Some gusty winds, high surf advisory. Those waves are going to be increasing as we go through tonight. And then we'll break down those systems day by day off in the extended forecast. And yeah, we'll continue to keep our eyes on those. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.